Georgia State Senator is calling for a special session to review the actions of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and her indictment on Monday of former President Donald Trump. On social media Thursday night, Colton Moore said he was calling for a special session to move toward impeaching Willis, adding, quote, "America is under attack. I'm not going to sit back and watch as radical left prosecutors politically target political opponents," end quote. Meanwhile, there appears to be more to the story of Donald Trump's late Monday night indictment. Listen to what the former Speaker of the House told Turning Point founder Charlie Kirk.
But I am told by a reliable source that Friday evening somebody from Washington called the district attorney in Atlanta and said, "You have to indict on Monday. We have to cover up all of the mistakes we just made with Weiss." And she said, apparently, my jurors aren't coming back till Tuesday. And they said, "You didn't hear me. You have to indict on Monday." And she said, "Well, they're not going to get here before noon." They said, "It doesn't matter." She said, this means it's going to be 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock at night." They said, "It doesn't matter. We need the news media shifting off of
who made
Weiss."
that phone call?
We don't know. And I'm telling you up front, this is hearsay, but it's from a person who has remarkably good sources.
I totally believe it, though, because that would explain why they messed up on the clerk document, why she was exhausted, and why they had the 11 p.m. press conference.
So the speculation is that Democrats realize what a bad move it was to appoint U.S. Attorney for Delaware David Weiss as special counsel in the Hunter Biden investigation. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan issued subpoenas Thursday for FBI Director Christopher Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland in relation to the ongoing censorship investigation. According to the committee press release, the investigators had requested specific communications between the Bureau, the DOJ, private companies, and other third-party groups in relation to suppressing disfavored speech online and content moderation. Newsmax reported the House Judiciary originally requested the information in April with woefully inaccurate responses to voluntary cooperation with oversight. The committee has uncovered evidence that contradicts deposition statements by FBI Special Agent in Charge Elvis Chan, who was exposed by the Twitter files and Jordan's Facebook files as the main conduit between the FBI and big tech. The subpoenas detailed the committee's desire to understand the nature of the collusion and coercion between the U.S. government and big tech companies. It suggests potential legislation aimed at statutory limits on the executive branch's ability to restrict online content and deplatform users. Mike?
Tim, it appears Joe Biden's denials about any discussions between his son Hunter over his foreign business dealings are, well, coming back to haunt him. On Thursday, House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer wrote a letter to the National Archivist saying, quote, "The committee seeks unrestricted special access under PRA to case number 2023-022F entitled Email Messages to or from Vice President Biden and Hunter Biden related to Burisma and Ukraine, which has been published on NARA's website." Former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe said on Thursday, "This is more than a smoking gun."
The significance of this, Laura, is the person that says that Joe Biden was lying about the relationship there is Joe Biden. These are Joe Biden's documents, and one of the emails on the NARA website is literally titled "Emails between Vice President Joe Biden and Hunter Biden regarding Ukraine and Burisma." I mean, that's not a smoking gun. That's a smoking gun and the bloody knife. I mean, that's really significant evidence that we shouldn't just be finding about right now. And I think it's a shame that it's Jamie Comer and House Republicans that are doing the investigating to turn this up when David Weiss had 5 years to investigate this.
As John Ratcliffe spoke about an email dated May 26th of 2016 from an alleged Joe Biden pseudonym, Robert L. Peters copies Hunter Biden and includes details of then Vice President's day, a schedule including a 9 a.m. phone call with then Ukrainian President Poroshenko. Right now, let's talk with constitutional attorney and Victory News contributor Chris Ann Hall. Chris Ann, this latest evidence, which was in plain sight on the government's website, seems to clearly indicate Joe Biden knew about his son Hunter's business dealings with foreign governments, meaning he lied repeatedly. So what is stopping Congress and the Department of Justice from taking action on all of this? What should really be the next step, do you think?
What is stopping them? There are only two things that are stopping them at this point: courage or integrity or both. Everything is there. And we as the people have known this for so long, it's really a question of why they keep dragging their feet. And the only answer is they lack courage and they lack integrity.
Now, we heard the former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, tell Turning Point USA's Charlie Kirk that the Fulton County District Attorney possibly got her marching orders from someone in Washington, D.C. Now, Gingrich admits this is hearsay from a supposedly reliable source. Should it be given any credibility, and will impeachment be in the future for the Fulton County District Attorney, Fani Willis?
Well, I think because the term impeachment is being used, it's really important to eliminate confusion. This term impeachment is not referring to the U.S. Congress impeaching someone. The federal government doesn't have authority over county officials like that. What it's really referring to is a new bill that was signed into effect in May in Georgia that allows a political process to investigate district attorneys through an 8-person committee and determine whether they are not operating within the integrity, within the directions of their job. And at that point, the 8-person committee would make recommendations.
And let's talk foreign policy for a moment. The war in Ukraine continues, and now the United States has committed to sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine via other countries. Is throwing more money at Ukraine the best way, do you think, to keep peace at home?
You know, throwing more money at any foreign country is not only a bad idea, it's an unconstitutional one. There is no authority delegated to our federal government to relocate and to transfer our tax dollars to foreign entities for any reason whatsoever. And so what we just have now is a system of procedures in the federal government where they're compounding unconstitutional acts upon unconstitutional acts, given in light of the fact that our founders, ones who created America, actually spoke vehemently against getting involved in other people's wars.